Hello, my name is Bianco. In this video I will talk about watches and the battery change of watches. In USA that was a main problem for me to get the battery of my Swiss watches changed in a timely manner and in a safe way. I did had some bad experience with companies or small shops that did do that. So the last time I was in Switzerland, I did go back to the Dreiser factory, and the friends there did show me how that is best done in a way as we do that in Switzerland. So the goal was for me to get the needed tools, the needed equipment to change all the batteries in my watches myself and get rid of any possible bad service or delay and shipping there and shipping back and all that. So it's always better if I can do it myself and finish. So I did spend a bit time study that in Switzerland. Relative big factory. They showed me the tooling, what is needed, about the oil sealing rings, about the testing that they do with the watches, and also how to storage the batteries. Of course, in a smaller scale as we have it here, we cannot do all exactly like they do, say, the pressure test that the watch is completely watertight. I can currently not do here because I don't have the tool for do that. Also, they have, of course, lots of batteries there in a special cooler. It's not a freezer, it's more like a big cooler, so the batteries are on a relative cool place that they last longer. This in North Georgia quite likely gonna be a bit a main problem, because the batteries that we usually get are having a life a bit more in a warm to hot temperature, so quite likely some of the battery life is lost because of this. So this is just what we have to deal with, and that is how that is. So I want to quick give a overview first for clamp the watch body. I did get me this tool. I put it on a piece of wood with some screws. It's a simple plastic vise. You can clamp it together with this screw here, and of course the Chinese who manufactured that device did mess up. They did not make the size that it actually fit for a regular man size watch. So I need to alter this tool and get me a longer screw that is about an inch longer than this one, so I can clamp even the bigger or the regular man size watches. This is relatively easy to fix, but it should be not that way. It should come like that directly from the factory in China. So it's a poor work in that regards. Other than that, the device is pretty well made, and as I say, I put it on the wood because then I can clamp the wood part in my metal vise that I use for metal work, and then we have a stable place to clamp the watch, because that is needed for the second tool which we see here. That came with the different inserts. Basically we have 3 pointed inserts there that are adjustable. This one we can adjust with the handle, and those two we adjust with the wheel in the middle. And what that does, this tool, it's basically as the watch is clamped, we have these three parts that go in the notches of the cover of the watch, and then you unscrew it. So the watch needs to be fixed, clamped in the vise, in the plastic vise, so it won't scratch on the watch. And this comes from top, goes with the adjustment correctly in the slots, and then you can unscrew it. It's counterclockwise on those watches that I have. So basically, like with this watch, I did already loosen it up. You simply unscrew it. You simply unscrew it, and then you see I did already take out the battery in that was in there, that was no longer working, and replace it with a new battery. Batteries I get from a place online. Make sure that you replace the battery with what was in it before. Many different batteries, many different numbers, so that is important that you have the correct battery that goes in it. I also had the trouble that they did send me a Swiss made battery that actually did not work. That was a factory error or whatever. I did think that is amusing that we get Swiss made quality and it not even work from start. So they did send me a second watch battery also from Switzerland, and hopefully this one then will work. And then you simply carefully put the battery in it, and then you unscrew screw back on the cover with this. What I do, I also check the O sealing on it, if there is any, that is in a good condition. Sometimes it needs a bit a lube for O seals to keep it a bit more moist. Rubber, if it gets too dry, then it breaks, then it rots, and that we want to prevent to get the most out of the watch. By the different styles of watches, there are different sizes of the covers. That's why we need to adjust this part here, and on this one we could put that one easy into the vice watch. For this one it works. So this is how that gonna look like. This is only to prevent the watch from turning around as you put a bit torque pressure on the head, on the cover here to unscrew. Now the next part that I gonna get in my kit is some spare parts of the part that is in here. There is different sizes of little parts that hold the band, the watch band. They are spring loaded. On one side they simply push into the hole, and there is a couple different sizes, so that's the next on the list to get. for spare parts for the kit, and then some spare batteries for storage, not too many because the shelf life is limited, and some watch bands, spare watch bands as well. And then that's pretty much it. On some watches you basically need a quick need to grab it. They are not screwed, they are basically having a snap fit. So I use the Victorinox tool, as we use it by the Swiss Army knives, for change the scales. And with this, basically on those snap fits, they have a space, you see, where that would go below, and then simply you lift it up and it snaps out. So they are not screwed, it's a kind of a snap fit cover that they use. That is mainly on woman watches, on smaller, more fragile watches, where they did not wanna do the threading. And that is most simple to do too. I would suggest put it in the vise as well. It's always safer if you have the watch secure in a vise, and then you can work with your two hands without holding the watch down. That is then already clamped down and in a fixed position. So that much about changing batteries the correct way on your watches. I would say it's pretty much possible for everybody that can work a bit with the hands. You simply have to have a bit the tools, the knowledge, and you can't force it. It's a watch, it's fragile, so you need to be careful a bit, and then you can do that yourself and be more flexible. And I would say, for price wise, this part here was about $6, that part here about $2. And if we look with the money that we would have spend for change the battery and maybe the travel going there, and or ship it and pick it back up and all that, it's way worth it. It's way worth it. I'm gonna put this kit in a nice 30 caliber ammunition bag from the box from the US military, and these boxes are cheap, they are watertight, and I can nicely storage the whole equipment together, and that's gonna last me a lifetime. So that much about battery change on watches the Swiss way.